All right, I'm back. I wanted to make this quick video to talk about the situation in Buffalo, New York. I know everybody's talking about this. This is frustrating, and the issue that I have is that these white supremacists overanalyze a lot of things in the black community to where I'm just amazed that this guy drove 2 hours and a half multiple times just to go to a random black community in Buffalo, to go to a random store that I've never even heard of, an off-brand store named called Tops. I've never heard of a place called Tops. I have a buddy in Rochester, New York, and he was able to find out and expose that he was also planning to go to Rochester to their Tops store and shoot people. So I don't know what's his obsession with this store, or why this store. Not really sure why, but it doesn't matter at this point. It's frustrating with white supremacists because they always are attacking soft targets. They are always looking for elderly. I'll probably say 95%. It's elderly. I can't really get off the top of my head any children, but I'm pretty sure this has happened. But I was 95%. It's elderly men and women of the black community, and it's frustrating. It's freaking frustrating seeing our elders being this unprotected. But it goes into the frustration of the shattered and the divided black community. And this is why I'm saying in this video, to me it's overkill. It's overkill to do these attacks and these mass shootings just to prove a point that, hey, I want to stop black overpopulation. I wanted to attack immigration. I want to destroy the Democratic Party and its stronghold in the community, in the black community. Like this is outrageously out there. And the thing is that black people can naturally lose a race war without any guns being fired. You look at any topic, marriage rates, it's low. We can't even pass down generational wealth even amongst celebrities. There's no generational wealth coming. I'm pretty sure there's only less than 1% of black families can pass down anything, whether it's a house, money, past 3 generations. I bet you that's less than one. That's half and half. That's like a 100th of 1% of black folks in America can do that. It's frustrating. You look at other divides when it comes to voting, and how hard that was to even get black folks off of the nuts of the Democratic Party. That was hard to do. Black folks are still can't even let it go. We had black men. We literally had to browbeat our own women to separate and put black issues first. This wasn't a black man's idea. There was no massive amount of black men saying, hey, booty to the polls got me to vote for Biden. That shit was laughed at in the black sector of YouTube. That shit was laughed at. We have so much divisions: religion, black male productivity, educated lames versus Pookie and Ray Ray, family courts. White supremacists really think with all those obstacles ahead of black folks in their natural habitat that we're literally gonna win a race war? Come on, bro. Like, really? We can't even decide. We can't even decide and tell ourselves that we need to be armed, that we need to be pro Second Amendment. We can't. We black folks are always crumbling when there's a Democratic president nominee running, and then they're talking about gun violence in Chicago. Black folks always kneel and they always crack. Oh my God. My daughter, she died. A stray bullet out of nowhere through a drive-by at the wrong house. And black folks will literally take that story, run with it to death, and then use that same story to be like, oh well, we don't need anything at all. Then on a blue moon, when a black woman is assaulted by whomever, regardless of race, now all of a sudden there's a need of protection. There's a need of black men needing to step up and do something. And then at the same time, they have zero. Black women end up having zero interest of seeing black men armed to defend and protect the black community. But black women want to like really pussyfoot and have 1 foot in, 1 foot out when it comes to, well, they can have guns, but black men can't. We're so freaking divided. You really think black folks, 100% of us or most of us are pro-abortion? Even with the goofy hood rat who will at least keep their baby because they're afraid of God. They're afraid of white Jesus. So really, you can't even rely too much on black folks on abortions, despite the numbers. But I'm just saying, a lot of these hood rats, a lot of black folks have a conscience. And even if you separate black women from the topic of abortions, black men been speaking out against abortion since we freaking had a voice in YouTube. This has been a topic. We've been divided. You guys been won the race war. White folks been won it. We can hardly get black folks to even want reparations. Free money. You motherfuckers were crying about free money when Biden was wrong. Oh, we're gonna get more money than what we did from Trump. Biden hasn't given you shit.
Right now, we want to go back to the scene of the crime.
News 4's Tara Lynch has been at the scene all afternoon and all evening. She can bring us an update now. Tara?
But I've been telling you one story since we first came on the air, and it was about this man here, Grady Lewis. You were in that Tops earlier this afternoon. We're going to get to that story. But you told me just a few moments ago that you actually spoke with the suspect yesterday. He was here. Tell me more about that.
I see.
And the sad thing about this is that this was the first line of defense. This was the first line of defense. And it's frustrating that a black man, regardless of whether he's FBA or not, a black man in this goofy blackest king, you know, Jamaica, Rasta Jamaica in its heyday. He couldn't even fucking stop this guy. Instead, he wastes his time bullshitting him about critical race theory. Who the fuck is studying critical race theory in Buffalo, New York? There's no curriculum in any black school that is studying race theory, critical race theory. There is none. There isn't none. So who the fuck is this dude? Because he's talking about shit that's not even talked about in the black community, for real. I can guarantee you this guy was a plant. And nobody even shows up with this kind of bullshit shirt and this bullshit get up.
And he looked.
And regardless of where he's from or where he lives, that's a black elder. And I'm holding you old motherfuckers responsible because you guys are cowards. Because you let shit like this happen way too many times. And then you browbeat us. Your finger wave the black youth that we are way too chaotic. Fine, yeah, well, okay, whatever. But you guys gave us no blueprint. You gave us no guidance. And even you guys, I've been watching First 48 religiously lately. And I see the same shit with you old guys, with you old fellas. To where you let kids as young as 14 run and rampage the black community. And you guys don't even do anything. Fine, hey, if you don't want to talk to the cops, fine. But you guys have no power. You guys have no power, whether you're an OG or not. You guys have no power against these young kids. And they're running amok. And you guys are crying. And you guys are shell-shocked when your granddaughters are dating Ray Ray and Pookie. And she's left dead over bullshit.
Strange in the neighborhood, but he had a genius shirt on, so I wanted to see if he was a genius. And we sat and talked about string theory, critical race theory, beginning of civilization, and he seemed like he was a genius, actually. He said he came up just to see the countryside, and he was going to go out camping. He bought a big thing, a jug of water. He had a little nervous twitch to him. I bought him something to drink, and we sat and talked for about an hour and 45 minutes after seeing the pictures and seeing the blue car that I seen him got into yesterday. So it's a shock right now, and he told me his name was Peyton. So it's a shock.
And we did see a blue car get taken away from this scene just about a half hour or so ago. And you were saying that you were speaking with him on a bench that's located outside of this Tops.
Yes.
That's the bench that earlier today, when I first got here, you were the first person I spoke to. You were telling me that bench is your office.
Yes.
And you usually like to stop and sit there and talk to people.
Yeah, that's another thing with you old niggas. You guys don't even have real jobs. You never had any. And then you want to browbeat about young black men not being fully employed. And you give us nothing to work with. And then you wonder why we're mad at you.
People that are passing by. Today you didn't stop.
Yes.
So walk me through your afternoon here at the Tops.
Well, I went in there and got me some a juice, and I didn't want to sit there today, so I walked across the street and I opened up my juice, and as I opened up my juice, I heard.
I think he's gonna repeat the word juice a million times, but let's go.
What I knew wasn't a firecracker, and I looked up and I seen the guy shooting people. Then I seen a security guard run inside, and then I seen him going after him, shooting. And I saw him come back out, and he had all camouflage on, and glasses and helmet, and then he put the gun to his head, and he dropped it. He took off his gloves, he took off his gun, he put it down, he took off his vest, and then he got on his knees and laid down and put his hands behind his back, and they arrested him at that point.
And the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, you were telling.
And another thing, this dude had no anger. You just watched this man kill almost a dozen people, and you have no anger. You just sit there and watched it, no anger. You didn't even give that boy a lick. Fuck the police. You didn't give him no lick. You didn't fight. You didn't do anything. I tell you, man, these elders are fucking cowards.
About the security guard, the former Buffalo police officer who has tragically died in this incident. You were telling me today he told you no lingering around the store. We gotta keep it clear.
Yes.
You credited that man with saving your life.
Yes, I heard him say to someone, "There's no lingering around the store." So me knowing that he was a Buffalo police officer, I never really wanted to give him an opportunity to say anything to me. So when I do go, I shop and I leave, and that's the reason why I left, because I heard him tell people that a couple times. So you don't really got to tell me something 4 or 5 times for me to understand.
So this nigga's kind of homeless. This nigga
from
might
what
be
I heard,
homeless.
he went back and he shot.
It makes sense. I think they gave this nigga money just to talk. But hey, maybe he was there legitimately. But yeah, this dude's homeless, you know.
Him when he went in the store. So yeah, but if he wasn't there, I would have been sitting there. So I'm definitely thankful that I heard him say that. Yes, I'm definitely thankful to Mr. Salters. Yes, definitely.
Well, Mr. Lewis, thank you so much for joining me here tonight and for telling me your story earlier today. I appreciate it. This entire community here is mourning this tragic loss. There's a memorial set up down Landon Street.
Trying to find the other one with the nigga hugging and shit. You know. And let's find. I hate this dude with a freaking passion. I ain't gonna play the whole thing.
Please allow me to thank the members of the press for appearing on what I consider very short notice. But I also know that it is absolutely necessary for us to address the issues emanating not only from what has occurred in Buffalo, New York, but also emanating from many other similar circumstances that have manifested themselves around our country. My prayers, my thoughts, my heartfelt condolences are with the families of the entire Buffalo community. But dear friends, as I've said before, prayers and thoughts are not enough. We must do more. And one of the things that we must do as people of goodwill is understand that this young 18-year-old man was not born a criminal. He was not born to hate.
And these are these old niggas. The niggas from the church.
Hate is something that he acquired after his birth. And if we're going to deal with the issues affecting us in this country as it relates to hate, we've got to understand the root causes of hate. To understand the root causes of hate, I want to share just a few lines from a song.
And that's where I ended, man. I can probably find, we can probably find more, but I probably say give it another week. Niggas will be singing. There'll be a church choir tour coming soon. Jesse Jackson's is already on his way, I bet. You ain't gonna hear too much from Black Lives Matter. They probably already scared to come through Buffalo. Probably too black for them. But yeah, I hope this is a grade A presentation of how a lot of these elder, pretty much even men, have failed. And this is why I give no fucks about what happens to them, man. I give none. And I'm talking about these state representatives and these politicians and these so-called activists. They do nothing to the old homeless nigga loitering around a freaking store. Got a fucking t-shirt on talking about you a black king, and you just bumming around. You lived through you once lived in the easiest economy in the last 50 years, and you fucked that up. I ain't got nothing to say.